Okay, everyone, and if you're back, you're here for Fallout 76. And hey, we're going to be seeing some pretty cool things for as far as like updates come into play. Now, as you can probably quickly check it, the event started on the 10th, and it's going to go all the way up to the 23rd of October. So you're going to be given a lot of challenges that are basically being able, so you can check your updates, because a lot of people have been having update issues with downloading it directly that I've been seeing on Reddit. So if you're new to the network, you can hit a like and share and subscribe, and let's get directly into the news of Fallout 76 as the Silver Shroud from PlayStation. But all hilarities aside, as you can see, mine's already up to date. You can really quickly go to the PlayStation history, and we can dive right in to see what it actually says. General Bugs doesn't tell me much. I want more, right? Can't Matt give us more information? Well, he can. Check this out. With today's information and what we're going to be getting into, as I put in parentheses before, which was the 10th to the 23rd of October, we have project cleaning that we all have to get to the wasteland to do. And as you can see, there's a counter as we have this community event to clear these skies. So let's get to it, guys and gals. Let's get our pit boys and start getting some information and start slinging it around the world. The community challenges are going to basically be ranked in within a few different situations that are locked as we continuously go towards the rewards. And as you can see down below, that they are within week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, which was live right now, depending between the 10th to the 23rd. And then stopping in or included other versions, which will be going towards what you can see right now are live across the board. Double XP weekend errors inside of our inclusion, which comes down to here. But we want patch notes, don't we? We're gonna get to that, so stay tuned. Don't give up hope. We will definitely get to that atomic bomb of the information that comes down to it. We'll be able to pull up on our pit boys in just a little bit. But I wanted to get to a little bit more of the actual physical portion of what we all are going to get into the 76. So keep happy out there all and get your discounts and get everything for as far as XP. But let's go ahead and dive into the next section of the update. Now, if you're having any situation that's more of like a hang up, like on a support, I did want to fortunately put this out here. You can definitely hit them up directly in what other form, and I'll patch that in this link at least on top of there. But let's get to the news. But here we are in Fallout, and this is our September 10th update. For as far as what we're going to be seeing ourselves inside of teeth into information, what we're going to basically be seeing inside of that situation, as we can see, it's going to get a little bit quieter as we turn off the Arctic nuclear cooler. So I was putting one on ultra chill. Gotta keep that quantum cola cool. But the public events that are selected are now in public events. Now I'll have, and as we can zoom in, more vision. As you receive quality for the improvements, including the free fast travel, no more drops from chunks on the death adventures in the modes, and the additional on the maps. Now the design and the balance update and the energy weapons now benefit from armor. Now in that situation, the penetration that comes from that, we've increased the Vault 94 XP rewards. So now that situation for that legendary weapon in her arsenal will be added a small backpack among other changes. Nuclear Winter, the new map. The Morgantown continues your quest to become the overseer of Vault 51. In the Morgantown features the terrain and the new enemies of what you'll be getting into for the overcoming situations. You want to keep on the up and up for the Overseer, you might as well pick up Fallout Shelters to keep on the run as well. But speaking of past that situation, which you can get in that fun little freemium game of like Joy, on the go for Fallout lovers, you can also see in the situation that the nuclear global matchmaking, we have improvements so that you can compete against other Overseer candidates from around the world. New limited time rewards. We've added 6 new Morgantown theme rewards you can unlock for free by cleaning Nuke-Cola and the winter. I want to say Nuke-Cola, but it's Nuclear Winter and the challenges. Now the patch versions that basically come into it are roughly less than about 7 gigs all the way to the 1.5 gigs for PC. Now roughly mine was roughly about 4 to 5. It wasn't that big for as far as PlayStation 4 Pro. but Boar should be very brass around the same exact situation it comes into it. Now as we go towards the general update, as the situation of the 10th, that maintenance was down for everyone. They let everyone know that the server was going down, which is always good. I wish more companies were interfaced with their communities. They would probably get less slack from the other portions. Now, besides the public events that are basically have a better UI improvement that goes on inside there, which they break down right here, how the players are currently participating, how much time passes since the event, and general difficulties ranking, which basically will be coming in the complex points of the enemies. Now, the type of gameplay offered that will be inside the events, DOS and defenses, and etc., and the public events loading screens now display details in events and descriptions, including tips for success. When a public event begins, all players on the world who reach level 7 are not inside vaults will receive the announcements. So basically it's giving you everything you need for those who've gotten that qualification. Now, the merchandise changes, the fast travel to public free. Now you have your players no longer drop junk on death when the public event's in the adventure mode. Instead, the respawn timer will increase with each successful death up to 20 seconds. Public events features now a period of time where players can use together a coordinator before starting the events. So coordinate, make game plan. After entering the event or the fast travel, the event and a timer will be displayed to show how long the players have left to group up and make plans. Now the players can complete and start an object to begin an event early, for example, turning on the boiler during the tea time. So there you go. You can just cook yourself to success with some nice tea. If you are going to the next portion, if no players are in the event area and no one has completed the event starting objects when the timer expires, the event will shut down. All public events except for the Earth is Scorched and the Encrypted and the seasonal events now share the same cooldown period for the start times in the previous events. Please visit your public events and previewed article for the FallOut, which is directly here, which this article will be linked in this description down below for the people that would like to go into it. Now, the design and the balances updates, the energy updates with a benefit now with the armor, which comes down to a situation which the heavy energy resistance, the hazmat suits that can be crafted with the recipes of what the terrain vendors. Mods and the bonus, the anti-scorching damage providing towards the prime received mod has been increased by 25 to 35%. Planning the projectile landings when planning the casual under armor is available and for purchase, and the Harbor Ferry, let it go. Now the players have already been learned for the recipes in the situation what they can actually go into the gameplay. Now the small backpack, a small new type of backpack, a small backpack has been added. Not a bag of holding, they can hold everything, but it's just a smaller bag. In the effort of helping more players that required a backpack earlier during their application of enters, a plan to craft a smaller backpack can be found inside the Overseer's cache inside the Morgantown Airport Terminal. This plan cannot be traded, sold, dropped. The smaller bag has 50% of the carrier capacity provided by the standard backpack. The smaller backpack can be equipped with all the same mods and standard backpack. So it's basically the same thing as a standard backpack, so it's like a travel size one, I suppose. Players now can still learn the crafting standard backpacks by completing the Pioneer Scouter quest. When the pursuing weapons and the prevalent point of the players have a chance to receive the legendary versions of the following weapons as long as the players have already learned the recipes for the base weapons. And you have these, which are selected right here, that are going to be available within that situation, from the Bear Arm all the way up to the Steep Squash Club. So besides that, you have the atomic shop and the access points to that removed from the train station. Vault 94 rewards, and the rewards of that have been equal. The novice is 1600, standard 1800, and 2000 for the expert. Basically looking at inside of the situation with the expert, and increases by 1,000. So that's pretty cool in that situation, being able to kind of get a little bit more in that past portion. Now the drill that has been removed from the legendary item reward has been completing a 94 mission. So the drill has been removed as a possible legendary. So keep that in mind. Quests and the events in the bucket list, terminals which can be unlocked for free, and the atomic shop now includes an entry that will lead players to a current location of tourism. So quality improvements have been improved for the players for more easier able to hit that bucket list. The atomic shop goes down to the situation of what they basically have unraveled for as far as the actual physical patch and the utilities for the collector station down to the refrigerators, which you basically get 50% more storage, as well down to the scraps of which you can go down to. Going down past that, the new portions of the wallpapers we can modify directly within inside the camp, and the existing items for the white picket fences, which therefore have now been an alternative. User interfaces, crafting menus, weapons and armor menus now have been displayed, and number mods has been under be unlocked for the portion of what's going down. The stash, and as well as a lot of other situations that have been able to go towards the vending machines in the display case, and stash is full. So the user interface, they're making it way easier, sounds like, and they're making a lot more overlays. Now the nuclear winter, for as far as the map, it basically gives you the decide that the overseer 51 and select proceeds into the change to the scenarios. A new Morgantown map and the nuclear winter is now available in play. Now you can physically go into that situation where the features and the lots of the opportunities in the urban combat and some of the highest in peaks. So the candidates can now also take on new enemies and creatures, including all these lovely portions of people, rad scorpions, down to that situation of above. So from down to above, we're going around to the new portion of past the nuclear winter matches, which we know we've already increased, which we can battle between overseers across the world, the new limited time reward and celebration, which has come down to like some nice situationable portions. It includes an apparel and new camp decor, as well as the situation of the challenges of the weeks that they will unfurl to come to situational. Now we cleared the global matchmaking, as we talked about before, as well as the daily challenges, so we'll automatically track the challenge trackers inside of the map, so what basically have come down to it. New weapons, as well as the situation of the rifles, down to the situation of the immediate supply crates, which will come down to item selects. Now the dead man sprinting, the perks, this is a perk that can functionally has an update, and while 50% more in the health running speed increases. So when you run that below, you're gonna run a lot faster because you're scared, you don't want to die. It's just human nature, right? It's just human nature. But looking at that, the situation of what's going down as far as the rads, inflict about 50 to 200. Yes. The rad resistance, you're going to get about 40 to 650, and the refractors are roughly between 40 to 80. Sound effects and new audio cues now play when the downing and the killing of another player, as well as the main music now can be utilized inside the play for the general fixes when it comes down to a situation, when it comes down to the mute button for as far as Q, which a lot of gameplays usually normally do have a lot of problems with sometimes. But seeing that situation and bringing it more to life as we kind of look at these situations for the general bugs. Looks like the general fixes were visual afflictions for the dust effects with the footsteps, the general frozen effects with the no persistence on the other characters, which had killed another player. Oh my, killed by other players. It's never a good thing. Graphics inside of the Mothman cultist wall torch flame, which visual effects no longer. Now, fixed another issue that could cause the monster ranged attack to leave behind an incorrect visual effect in the terrain, and the graphics when scorched beast and the radiation cloud, the robotic enemies no longer display the scorched visual portions. Now you can see right here where it says crops, and that basically can now be sunk further into the terrain, and in most cases no longer appear to float underneath the terrain. Yay! Pretty cool. Crops fixed an issue with preventing players from the location. Exploits, and they address the they were for could be built 4 more vending machines. Let's see here, the floor decor, the future decor built inside the situation and what they've actually got to the atomic shops, lockers, wires, challenges, and the characters, the dailies, the weeks, all which were highlighted right here, can be looked up directly later on at your own leisure, or you can pause right now if you need to. But coming down to the very tail end of this like physical update, as we get down to the portions of where we have the Imperials, down to the mods, which are basically located all right there, down from the T60 power armor, all the way down to the solar armor, which is very cool in the situation of what they give more health with. Before that, quest and events, we can basically see that there's going to be a lot of details as it comes into gameplay for as far as the way that we get into this, and this, and this, and this. Oh my gosh, there's so much. You see that literally, this is where a lot of the situations have come up to for as far as the gameplay of where they've opened, and they basically fixed a lot of crap where it comes down to a lot of missions that are basically come to. So this is actually a pretty good update for patch 13 and what they've actually gotten into stability and performance, and this is what I want to know. Or as far as the stability fixes on the PlayStation 4, where players could crash when utilizing workbenches, stabilities, and the improvements were previous crashes with the fusion power armor, with of course instability, and the improvements in the crashes with the main menu wearing the power armor, as well as the inspecting miscellaneous items and no longer can cause a crash, addresses an issue where you could cause several crashes, and then fix an issue that could cause the client to freeze during the events in the main partition. So very nice. They fixed some over in the pre-combats, user interface. Very nice. They did a really great job for as far as this. Let's see here, nuclear bundle fixes, a lot of perks, a lot of items. But it seems like for as far as us, I think we figured out a lot of what the changes are in a lot of the events. This is linked down below in the description, as like I said before, and you can definitely get to our news as we wrap up here, and you see the atomic shops, as well as a few other things that have basically come into play, as you can see in patch 13 sale, which is also on this situation and what we can get into. But as we get past that portion, figured I would just kind of showcase this as a little bit more of a tail end at the very figurine portion of the patch before I upload this for everyone, as we kind of stream down to this where the free items are and available on the 17th. Looking like some really cool layouts here, as everyone's gonna have a really fun time on Fallout 76. And if you had a fun time today, as well as joining me repeatedly on this network, I definitely do appreciate your time, as all these sales go down and we're watching like it looks like intergalactic cable. Nope, no longer are we going to be watching intergalactic cable today. What we are going to be watching is the real talk. I'm saying goodbye to everyone. So everyone, thank you so much for staying tuned for this lovely portion of the Fallout 76 1.37 driver update. And this is your boy MacGyver7th signing out saying thank you so much. And if you're new to the network and you haven't already joined, you should think about it. It's absolutely free, helps me out as a creator, and you yourself therefore can help me become Megatron. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like, I'll just grab some Unite and I'll become Megatron. Be really BA, right? But at the same time, too, if you've been on the fence about Fallout 76 and you're watching this and you're like, damn, this would be kind of nice to kind of actually physically, you know, like actually play this nowadays, you can. And I dropped a link down below that you can actually collect this and order from Amazon. Really sweet. But everyone, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys and gals in the near future.